Oh my goodness. I just realized my sound wasn't working correctly. You know, you win some, you lose some, people. There it is. This story right here right here deserves all the praise in the world. Good for you, bro. What's this song? All right, let's get into this story right here. Say what you will, Black Lives Matter co-founder buys $1.4 million home in virtually all white area. Black commentators slam her. I love... Is there anything funnier than when you read headlines like, commentators slam Biden? Can we be done with this name? And look at this is the face of someone who just bought a $1.4 million home. Good for... Oh, it's what dreams are made of. After reports of a $1.4 million home in secluded area in Los Angeles, whose populations were reputedly less than 2% black, was sold for one of the co-founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, some black conservative commentators took to her to task. On Wednesday, Dirt.com reported a secluded mini compound tucked into LA's rustic... Let's read this again. A secluded mini compound tucked into LA's rustic and semi-remote Topagania Canyon was recently sold for a tad more than $1.4 million to a corporate entity that public records show is controlled by Patrice Kohlers, 37-year-old social justice visionary and co-founder of the galvanizing for some of the controversial Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah, not controversial at all with your $1.4 million home. It's all for a reason, right? Outkick's Jason Willett commented that Black Lives Matter buys $1.4 million Topaganda home in which black population is 1.4%. She is with her people. Of course she is. She's with a bunch of racist liberals. Jamil Giovanni, the founder of the Policing Literacy Initiative, echoed, "I can't believe how badly some people got played by Black Lives Matter. Wow. I can." In January, as the Daily Wire reported, Whitlock described Black Lives Matter and Antifa as being similar to the Ku Klux Klan because they acted as the modern-day enforcement arm of the Democratic Party. Is he wrong? Fox News host Tucker Carlson asked Jason Wilnock, "You mentioned that Black Lives Matter movement that really kind of took over a lot of the country, founded by our most popular corporations over the summer. That is a political movement. Put into context for us, what would you compare it to?" Well, I compare it to the Black Lives Matter, to the KKK. I really do. And some people don't understand it, but if you go back to the 1860s, after the Emancipation Proclamation, the KKK was started and it was enforced by the arm of the Democratic Party. And what's the enforcement arm of the Democratic Party now? Black Lives Matter and Antifa. They will come to your home and violate your home and try to intimidate the people in your home if you disagree with you politically. Is he wrong? It doesn't seem that way, as we gear it for another summer. Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organization, which is 100% true. They've even said it will not continue. Marxism is hostile towards religion. That's why I'm glad you went there today. These are the atheist values being expressed from our leaders, demonizing individual citizens in America, branding them as white supremacists because we disagree with their opinion about something. This is lunacy and it is dangerous. Of course it's dangerous. We watched all summer long in the riots and the burning. This isn't about social justice. This is far more than that. Wilnock has frequently pushed back on left-wing radical racial rhetoric, of course, because most of the racial rhetoric coming from the left wing is completely racist. In April in 2019, Wilnock blasted veteran NBA player Kyle Culver, who published a lengthy article in which he spoke of race relations while issuing an apology for his white privileges snore. In fact, the black Americans are more than 5 times more likely to be incarcerated. Okay, I'm not going to read this junk. Why do athletes feel like they need to speak up? I mean, I get that that's fine if you do, but if you're not educated on the facts, you should just stop. Speak for yourself. Wilnock responded, Korver's piece was at best a surface-level buzzword critique of the American criminal justice system. At worst, it was a condescending, misguided bigotry that argued white men such as Korver must be taken on the burden of feeling very, very sorry for black people and responsible for uplifting dire circumstances. I don't see anything good that can come from the white savior complex, which is so stupid that like I'm here to save you and let me help you. You're so poor and like you're so stupid you don't know how to help yourself. Like I think that's just terrible to tell someone in general. You don't tell someone who needs help that like, oh, you're an idiot, let me help you because you're so dumb and let me like. Of course, the Black Lives Matter co-founder bought a $1.4 million house. Of course, it wasn't about racial justice. It was about people taking hold of the moment and making as much money as possible, and she did. And you were duped. I wasn't, because I read on Black Lives Matter website when they first got started all their rules and what they stand for and all that stuff. And when I saw they wanted to get rid of the family system, of course they do. The most stable thing in America that keeps America afloat, family. Yeah, get rid of that. And then all this other stuff about white fragility that came out and that's so racist, and they back that. It's just, there's no logic to it. And even the things that were coming out from just saying like LeBron James, or when he was talking about how black men are hunted daily, that's such a lie. That's just a blatant lie. And I just get tired of like hearing lies, like Biden yesterday just all over doing his little speech about guns and just spitting out lies. And people are just like, it's true, I think. And if it isn't, I think he meant this. And you're like, no, he lied. So you were duped if you bought into it. That's my first story, first live story. Next one coming up soon in a second. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is the report on the Black Lives Matter co-founder buying a $1.4 million house. What does Creed say on The Office? It's more fun to be a follower of a cult, but you make more money as a leader.